Oh, what is up, everybody? Welcome back to Dandy Frieren. It's Frieren. We got it. Tonight, episode 7. What happened on the last episode 6 of our wonderful, cozy little show? That is a great question. Let me just already boom. This is last episode 6 up. The big part of last episode was our homeboy Stark just getting an entire like 700 animators worth of budget, which we'd love to see. Let me just pull up the best part of that real quick. The part where he clings to the side of the dragon mid-air, Shadow the Colossus. Right here. This is the craziest animation I've like ever seen. The wind like buffeting around him as his clothes, and like, dude, his black undershirt. The guy's got the fit, man. It just looks so good. So yeah. A man gets an entire. You can see his little goofy body stuck like a bug to the side of the dragon's face there. Poor dragon. But yeah, so this was our kind of part of our introduction for Stark into our party. One of the like, man, and we're getting so many like comparisons from him to Ison, who of course was his like master, right? The whole Ison was always afraid when he fought, and so Stark being afraid as well, like that's part of it, right? That's not a reason to not fight. That's almost like part of the reason to fight. Like right here. How? Yeah, right here, where Frieren was like, "Are you afraid?" Yeah, right here. Are you scared? I'm just gonna let play. Let me just let play. Yeah, just like that, right? But he still fights because that's kind of part of the fight, right? It's part of what it is to be courageous, to be a warrior. It's my fear that brought me this far. Man, what pain and respect to fear like that is crazy. I like it. I like it a lot, right? Like that was the the carrot and the stick. That was the stick that whipped me into shape to get here in the here and now, so that we can actually like do our journey here and save the world type behavior, right? And it's part of Stark's fear that gotta have him sharpened, right, ready for this fight. As he drops an entire like nuclear bomb on the forehead of this dragon. Yeah, I'm glad I'm not the dragon. I'm just glad I'm not the dragon. But yeah, so that was the first kind of half. Somebody, I think this idea of right here where she praises him like this. Aww, that's so sweet. Cause didn't Aizen like not praise him ever? I think somebody in the comments threw that in, which is fun. But yeah, so good for Frieren. She gets her little Grimoire, including the X-ray vision through clothes spell. To which Fern like immediately was it in this episode? I think it was in this episode that she cast it on Homeboy, on Stark. You can't be doing that, man. Right here. Yeah, don't do that, Fern. So small. Fern, how many have you seen? You've been traveling with Frieren. All right, don't shame the guy. Don't shame the guy. But yeah, no, don't worry. Them two, I'm probably gonna end up shipping them too. So we'll take it as it comes. Another thing that I really liked about this last episode too, was the perspective shifting as you grow up. Where the like ice cream was so much smaller when he showed back up. I think Stark also made like a comparison of like his master's back seemed to get a lot smaller to him as he got older. Yeah, even my master's back that once looked so broad started looking small at some point. Guys, that really is just how it is. I've had that experience a lot, like going back to like I've had it specifically going back to like my elementary school or like my middle school, because like with a younger sibling, I would go back for to show them through the school or whatever, or like some sort of event or whatever, right? And it's just like, dang, I could have sworn these hallways were wider. Like the lockers, they're like they used to be like way up here, but now they're like right here, or like a tree seems so much smaller. And the tree's growing, right? The tree's objectively bigger than it used to be. But just my perspective of it has shifted so much because your boy's gotten a bit bigger himself, right? So just to have that concept illustrated is such a good concept, or like such a real like application of time, right? Because the show is super time based. So to get those little moments of, what it feels like to grow up. This is such a perfect show to do that kind of thing. And you just don't see that very often, right? Like, I feel like I haven't really seen that in media much before. So to have that like Stark focus on it, Stark focus, get it? That was unintentional. To have that Stark focus on it from Stark is just so good. Man, and he's even as a kid taller than Aizen. That's adorable. Freaking dwarf moment. I love dwarves. I love dwarves. And Aizen a beast too. And by Aizen I mean Stark. Both of them, honestly. No, but Stark a beast too, right? The whole like the scar came from Aizen reflexively, you know, smacking him. That's sick. That's sick. But yeah, so we were kind of worried, or at least our main character, some of our characters, everyone except Frieren, was worried about staying in the city for a long time. But the guards realized who Frieren was, and has thus allowed her to go through the gate to the northern lands. Crazy shot here with the like. Wait, ready? The transition. And now it's them three. Dang. Yeah, so I was big fan of that for sure. But yeah, much to Frieren's dismay, we are off to the northern lands where it's going to be a lot more dangerous, we're thinking. But we got a good squad. Frieren's got the experience with having been here before. And it's, I mean, I assume a lot less dangerous than it used to be on the first pass. Given that the Demon King has like been dealt with. But yeah, honestly, I'm kind of ready to just jump into this episode, get nice and cozy with it. Though I guess we're going into dangerous territory, so we'll just have to really see how that goes out. We are expecting a couple more characters to be introduced with the OP, so I'm really looking forward to meet some of those guys. Maybe they're going to be people we've seen before from Frieren, or like that we'll get like flashbacks that Frieren has already met some of them before. See how the legacy of the heroes traveling through this like more tumultuous area can be seen, right? It'd be really interesting if we also at some point saw like any negative impact the heroes had in their journey, like our main four. Because overall, I think we've seen like very positive like legacy elements. So like negative elements would be interesting to see. Like how can the passage of time worsen things as opposed to always be kind of seen positively? Because I feel like we've only really seen positive or neutral things, right? Like our perspective changing and things getting smaller. Relative. I mean, that's not a bad thing. That's just kind of how it is. But then, like, a lot of the statues and, like, the legacy of the characters being pushed forward, like, with Aizen and Stark and so forth, are overall, I think, kind of positively connotated. So it would be interesting if at some point we saw something more negatively connotated. Like a problem that was left to fester, that it was bad back then and it just got a lot worse nowadays. That could be really interesting. Or, like, I don't know, something like that. And we don't have the full story with how the adventure went with our main four back then. So something could have gone wrong, and then that spiraled into something even worse. So it's like a sin of the past that then Frieren and the new gang have to deal with. Something like that could be really interesting. That's just me thinking, like, what are we like? How does the different environment, one that's more dangerous, how can that kind of play with the themes of time that we're screwing around with? But yeah. Enough yapping about that. I kind of want to watch the show, man. So let's jump into episode 7. I got myself a little Dr. Pepper from Chick-fil-A. There you are. So yeah, let's get this going. We're on our journey over to the Heavenlands. Should be exciting. Let's make sure we're making good use of the X-ray clothing spell. Hey, Frieren, if you're not going to use it, I'll hold on to you for safekeeping. Don't you worry about a little thing. Episode 7. Let's get this going in a 3, a 2, a 1. Bang! Flamme. Ooh, what is this crazy music? Oh, she know it exists though, because she... The founder of humanity's magic, that's new. I'm writing that down real quick. So, was she... How long has magic existed? Like humanities? Does that include elves? Ooh, that's interesting. Yeah, like... Because Frieren looked the same when she talked to Flamme. She looked very similar. Like in the flashbacks. Oh, she was dreaming about it. For... Oh, okay. Dude, she's cozy. I'm doing it too. Yeah, we got a Brazier. You really threw Stark on massage duty? She is such a baby, bro. She is such a baby. No, wait. How long is humanity? So humanity's had magic for like 1,000 years because Flamme was like 1,000 years ago, right? I think that was my figure for how I got Frieren's age of being over 1,000, or at least 1,000. So, so my question is, how? What was the degree to which magic existed beforehand, right? Because I could see a situation where like there's magical beasts, maybe there's like a fairy type magic, like a fae type magic. Um, but then Flamme was the one that got an understanding of it that kind of made it into something that people were able to replicate and like control. I could see something like that making a lot of sense. Um, but then the question I have is, Frieren herself. So did she not know magic and then Flamme taught her magic, or was her maybe as like part of being an elf she like already had some magical ability? Because we haven't seen that many other elves. Like in the OP, there's an elf right there. Um, so I'm excited to see him for sure. So we can figure that out a bit more, right? Dang, Eisen's little hand quivering. Good stuff. And oh, her too. That's two elves. So, wait, yeah, I guess as part of that, when they say humanities, when she started humanities magic, does that mean humans or humanoids, right? Yeah, it's interesting. It's interesting world building questions, right? I could definitely see elves having always had some sort of magic affinity, fairy people type. 28 years after the death of Himmel the Hero on Eng Road. Dude, Stark got a shovel while they're doing telekinesis. Just telekinesis the horse over. No, 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 no. We gotta clear it for the future, people. I get it. I get it. My fault. No, wait, no, that's what I'm saying, bro. No, but the future people. Exactly. That's funny. I literally had the Stark Fern conversation by myself, bro. That's crazy. Dang, Stark! Wait, you looking good. Dude, if he flexes, he's gonna rip the bandages on his arms. That makes sense. Good phrasing. Good way to put it. Holy crap. What if you just said no? Oh. You want to get a bit more friendly with it. No, he's so dejected, my boy. My poor sensitive tomato boy. His goofy hair is growing on me. I'm starting to enjoy the goofy hair. Ever since I saw it animated in the freaking dragon thing, I'm converted, bro. Oh wow, they're that rare. Wow. Are we gonna meet the other elf this episode? A handful. Good lore. That's funny. That's funny. That's less funny. Wow. What was that shot of the swing in a burning house? Was that the context in which she met the last elf? And like, what about her parents, right? Or like, what if an elf and a human reproduced? Would that just make like a half elf? Like, what are we kind of looking at there? Oh my goodness. He's about to look at the statues and be like, wait a second. Oh wait, did he realize it was Frieren yet? I don't know if he realized that. Hmm. Yeah. That poor statue maker, bro. He's forging a legacy, bro. Exactly! Aww. That is so sweet. Wow. Wow, that was crazy. Okay, he didn't realize it was her. That's funny. Bro, I got news for you, brother. Dang, so you won't be alone. We really existed. Dang. Graf Granat's domain, located in the Northern Lands, 28 years after. Their music is so good in this show, bro. I love their OST. Great fantasy. I'm stealing this from freaking D&D, bro. New playlist just dropped. New playlist just dropped. What? Whoa! Yeah, I was about to say, she's not going to do that for no reason. Trust her, trust her. That guy? They're demon people, they're people! No, she's racist! No, hey, Frieren, don't be racist! Elves, bro. Elves are the most racist of any other race. That's why you're allowed to be racist against an elf. They're people, bro. It's called a tiefling. Oh, this is the guy's town. Yeah. Lugna. Y'all got the weirdest relationship. I know I just met y'all. Y'all got the weirdest relationship. Frieren, you can't just start pulling the Glock in the middle of town like that. Listen, there were demons for like a long time. Somebody's gonna get freaky with one of them, you know? Someone's gonna get freaky. It's just devilkin are just how it goes. Can't believe she's racist, bro. I can believe it, I mean. My fault. Okay. Dang. Yeah, no. Yeah, no. Stark, no, don't give me the beta, Fight the town guard. She's luggage, bro. You don't let her get luggaged away. Fern! Hey! Fern? Fern, wake up! Is Fern disassociating? Oh my goodness. I guess, okay. Surely we can just clear it up. Yeah. No, 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 no. We're not gonna sit in jail for 2 to 3 years. No, 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 no. We're breaking you out. Jailbreak episode. Hey, let's go. They got a demon devil civilization, bro. Aura the guillotine? I'll write this down later. Is that the person from the is that the elven girl maybe? Because we're getting her, right? That's gendered language. That could be the elven girl in the OP. I didn't see her with devil horns though, so. I don't know if I believe you. She says I don't negotiate. Oh, are we gonna get a flashback to the burning village with the swing? Let's see. Oh, Himel doesn't want to. Yeah, I wouldn't want to either. Holy crap. Oh, Himel, I'm so sorry you have to do this. I know he likes kids. He doesn't want to hurt a kid. Oh my god. Ooh. Frieren's telling this story though. This girl's about to do something. Yeah, no, it's not gonna work. This guy's about to get killed. Because Frieren's saying you can't negotiate with them, right? So this example is gonna go wrong. Your arm, bro. Your arm. I hope you don't need 2 arms to farm. We can watch over. Yeah, okay. Sorry, I'm not trying to have my phone going off in your ear. They really extended an olive branch. Oh, this poor girl. They really tried. Wait, did she kill... She didn't kill the daughter, though. Did she? What happened? She's holding the daughter. No, she's protecting the daughter. What happened? What does that mean? No, don't say that. I have hope. Oh. She doesn't understand. She doesn't understand. Yeah, she's naive to how humans work and doesn't value life. Oh, Hemil, my goat. Whoa. It's just a trick. Exactly. Uh, it's crazy though, because obviously she's a monster. But she did the daughter thing to try to do an act of atonement. So she was attempting to do what, like, a kind of good. I think she was attempting to be good, right? Like, she was attempting to have a conscience there. It's just that she lacked so much understanding of humanity and family that it ended up being very bad. But to her, I think she was trying to do something good by replacing the daughter, right? Which is, like, that's. Yeah, go look at the statue, dog. which gives me hope that, like, this looks like a family unit. So, okay, this guy's literally saying we're actually evil. Come on, I'm trying to hopium, bro. Let me hopium. Wolf in sheep's clothing. I get what you're talking about. Yeah. No, you should help the town. We're gonna get there, Frieren. We're gonna get there. That doesn't mean you should give up on the town and use the confusion. That means we should try to help the town. What happened to your son? Killed by demons? Oof, he drew it. It's cracked. What, you can't kill the peace envoy? You're gonna kill the peace envoy? You're jumping the peace envoy? My guy, it's called a peace envoy. I mean, I kinda... Yeah! Oh, you're dead. You're so dead. That girl's charging up magic death bolt in the back. Wow. That's sad. Ooh. Ooh, he said my father. Is he lying, though? No, he's lying. We just heard about that. I can't trust him, man. No, dude, don't say that. No. He's gonna reverse jump the... The peace envoys are about to jump them now, dude. No. No? Come on, please? Please. Don't kill him, please. Wait, they're being nice. Yeah, he was lying there. Yeah, okay. No, what are y'all to each other, though? Like, y'all are a unit of 3. Y'all aren't acting solitary. So, like, there's gotta be some sort of civilization. Civilization of demons, bro. Okay. I gotta know how y'all... Because y'all interacting with each other means that y'all gotta have some sort of sociality with each other. Okay, that's called being not good, though. We don't like that idea. Who is it? No, okay, she got demon horns. I don't recognize her. Linny, stop chowing on that apple, bro. Dang it, they're here for evil means. You're gonna go kill Frieren? You're gonna jump Frieren in here? You're dead. Ah, no. Not magic thread needle, death needle, bro. She can sense demons, dude. And he's got the horns. Oh, okay. That's reasonable. She seems like she's chilling, though. Good line, Frieren, good line! Damn! Damn, okay, dude. Wait, this arc's about to be good. I feel like this arc's actually about to be crazy. I'm here for, like, some politics, bro. I'm here for some, like multi-level politics, bro. Man, I'm so copium. I know I'm copium with it, but this girl, or that demon girl, she was attempting to atone, so there's something there. That doesn't mean that we have to, like, respect that, and that doesn't mean that we have to keep them around. Like, if you're killing people, you're killing people, you're dead. Like, I'm gonna kill you too, you know? But yeah, like, because she didn't kill the daughter. Like, she killed the father. It was just, she didn't understand family at all. She had no understanding of family. Like, the family concept, right? And also no inherent, like, respect of life, right? She was willing to kill somebody, like, just because it suited her end. But she did have a respect for... Well, no, but why... She was trying to get rid of the bloodlust. So was it all based in self-preservation? Or was it based in atonement? Was it I've wronged somebody and I wish to make it better? Or was it this person has bloodlust for me because of the wronging I've done? I want to repair it to get rid of the bloodlust. Like, what's the intention there? Because if it's to get rid of the bloodlust, then it's purely self-preservation, which isn't a good sign for productive socialization, right? Like, that's not a good way for us to get like a demon to be chill with us. Because I'm gonna hopium the demon people. Demon's the term for the demon people to be like fixable. I can fix him. I can fix her. I can, you know. I'm gonna email it, right? I mean, and that was the entire point of this story here, right? It's just I liked the problem with the problem with like this action. Like, I want to say that I'm fully accepting of this email action, even with it going wrong. Except the only thing I can't, like, this is my thing. This is my thing with this. This guy doing this put his daughter at risk. That's the misplay here. I think if this guy wanted to try to raise this demon girl as his own, I think I can accept that. And it somewhat puts the town at risk, but, like, the issue here for me is it's putting your daughter at risk, because if she got in an argument with your daughter and killed your daughter, then, like, that's your fault, and that screws over your daughter. But him dying because he took her in, I can still, like, that I'm much more, like, kind of fine with, because you reap what you sow a little bit. And that's to say, like, he's allowed to put his own life at risk in order to attempt socializing the demon kid. But he's putting his daughter's life at risk, which is where I start, like, I can't get behind it as much. This is me kind of judging, like, Himel being accepting of this choice. Because, of course, Frieren's like, no, we shouldn't do this, while Himel's like, let's give it a chance. I still totally am on Himel's side here, right? Like, we're capable of speech with each other. I would definitely give that olive. I would definitely be accepting of that olive branch as well. My only gripe with that acceptance is that it puts the daughter at risk. And while the man, the village chief, I think he can put his own life at risk and that be okay, because it's his life. He gets to choose how he spends it. For him to put his daughter at risk, I'm more apprehensive about, for sure. But yeah, I mean, I guess it's also a matter of plasticity, right? Like, can we change the demon kid, right? Like, to what degree can introducing the demon kid into the family unit cause them to gain, like, an understanding or respect for it? And what we've seen here, right? Like, I mean, in these shots, I mean, we mostly see the two kids hanging out together, right? And she didn't kill the kid, but she was trying to trade the kid. So that's also not great either, right? Like, did she actually have an empathetic bridge formed to the child? This is great. This is maybe my new favorite element the show's brought in. This is sick. I say as it cuts to a burning village. No, but what an dude, this is cool. This is a good concept. This is some good conceptual stuff here. Look how pissed Himo looks. But dude, Himo's the GOAT! Why did you kill the village chief? Good response, good response. He's still attempting to understand, right? It's not an immediate kill shot. He's like, good depersonalizing language, by the way. Good statement here, instead of we should have killed her back then. Like, that, it makes a lot of sense for this mother here to say it, because they're viewing it as a demon as opposed to a person, especially given this current situation. And she's like, there's that bloodlust again. This is bars, bro. This is actually good. This is some good, okay, good content. I just want to live in peace, because I can accept, like self-preservation isn't a bad instinct at all, right? It's just the nature of socialization, right? Like, how do we move from beings that completely prioritize self-preservation into beings that can prioritize other things, right? Like, there's a reason that just like even if it's, how do I explain? Like self-defense, right? Like, if we're trying to apply it to like modern society or whatever, you're allowed to kill other people if they're trying to kill you, because your self-preservation gains a lot of respect in the eyes of the law, right? And is there any situation where if your life is under immediate threat, you're not allowed to do something? Like, I feel like in like most modern applications of law, I feel like if it's really like self-preservation has a huge amount of leeway. You're allowed to do a huge amount in honor of that, right? And so she is trying to do an action of self-preservation, right? She's saying, I just want to live in peace, so I'm trying to repay this thing. But that's the difference, is it's not purely animalistic and like monstrous in that I'm trying to live in peace, so I'm killing the thing that threatens me, because that's like what an animal would do. I mean, this shows a higher this shows a higher level of reasoning, where like you wouldn't see an animal attempt to do this, where it's like, I owe you a debt, and if I fulfill the debt, then I'm less likely to be harmed, right? You're not seeing that from an animal perspective. It's like psychopathic, maybe psychopathic's the word, where it's like there's no empathy being done, but there's still social actions being done, right? It's a lacking of any empathy to understand why people would see this as not good. Like, she even says, it seems I've made a mistake, because she doesn't have a comprehension of what what the evil or the badness of what she's done, because she's just trying to optimize her own self-preservation, her own capacity to live in peace. But she just doesn't realize the consequence. So I brought you a replacement for the daughter. It's also like, she views the daughter as an object that she can replace, right? Like, that's a complete misunderstanding of the family unit, right? Which, they have no concept of family, but they have to have a concept. The modern ones, not this flashback girl, but the modern demons we're seeing have to have some concept of sociality, because the three of them came as a peace envoy unit, and they're working under the orders of Aura, right? So there's a hierarchy there. There seems to be some level of civilization there. So, like, that shows that within their own bubble, there is a level of peace they have, right? Like, they've established a hierarchy that says Aura's above us, we follow Aura's orders, and it's, so that's like a way for a society to function that's built on beings communicating with each other, right? And so for us to say now, like the Hemel idea there of, well, they can talk, like, surely we can reason with them. I think we can. I would still say we can. Not necessarily with this demon kid, but with the modern ones, because they're coming from a civilized group. And so, unless they're incredibly racist, saying that, oh, the only reason that I'm willing to communicate and be in a hierarchy with these other beings, with Aura, is because she's also a demon. Unless they're saying that, and then they would say, like, and the humans are different, and therefore we won't try to form a like civilized or social bond with the humans. Like, that's one thing we could say, but I don't know. I haven't gotten a racist energy off of them like what about, like, I've gotten more of a psychopathic energy. like maybe like a might makes right thing, that they're only hierarchy beneath aura because of power levels, right? And that's the reason that they do it. But I mean, even then, is that really that different than modern people? Like, guess what? A lot, like, you want me to why I follow the reason of the law? Because if I don't, I'm gonna get hoed for it. Okay, and you can throw in moral arguments too. I could spin off on a lot about that. Okay, I'm gonna try to restrain myself. We'll see how long that lasts. But yeah, I mean, a ton of people, even modernly, only follow laws because there's a giant stick that's saying, if you don't do it, I'm gonna hit you with this stick, right? Trying to say that, and even a lot of people will like, even like law, at least, and this is coming from, like, of course, like, this is coming from a Western perspective of law, right? I'm not sure how it is in other cultures, right? Because it's culturally based. But I feel like there's a sentiment with law that's like, people even just don't respect the law as like a moral authority. They respect it as a legal authority, right? I don't think there's a lot of people that are out there saying that this is a wrong behavior ethically or morally because it is illegal. I think there's a lot of people that are saying you can do things that are illegal and for it to still be right, you know, for it to still be good, even if it's illegal. I think that in Western thought that legality and morality there is like clear division between the two of those. Which is to say that even if they have a legal system in like this demon king culture, that doesn't mean that they have a moral system, right? Like you can still have a more psychopathic type, and I'm using that term kind of loosely, right? I'm not trying to get like clinical with it, but you can have a more psychopathic type culture built on might is right, and which laws are established so that people follow them, because if they don't, the powerful people in charge will smack you in order to form like a almost like, I don't know, like utilitarianism type beat. Yeah, demon culture, baby. I'm a hoe for it. It's really interesting. Because yeah, we're getting two perspectives where we're getting this girl who is like, this is a individual demon person attempting an integration into human society, utterly failing at it. There's a question of how long the demon can live for as well. How long has this demon girl been alive for, right? That goes back to the question of plasticity, because if she's been alive, I know she looks young, but if she's been alive for like 70 years as a demon, right? Then that would maybe lean into why the time she spent with this family didn't click for her. Man, it reminds me of another show, but I can't bring it up because it'll be spoilers for that show. But yeah, that concept of plasticity is really big for at least this individual here. But then when we're turning it to the demon culture, which this demon envoy of 3, which I'll get their names in a bit. I'll probably do that after the recording. I'll go through and get all their names in my notes. I forget. I'm not gonna try. But the 3 that appeared to do the peace envoy, I mean, there is some sort of civilization social thing structure, right? There is a structure there because they're coming on behalf of Aura, right? So that turns from being a question of like individual integration and like individual plasticity, individual psychopathy, individual etc. into they have formed some sort of social thing. What would the social structure be of a civilization of individuals like this? Is that possible? In this case, it has been deemed as possible because it is occurring. In which case, how is it possible? I'm kind of postulating a might is right situation that, I mean, even he says, this guy that shows up with Frieren says, like the first question, it kind of immediately goes down to a thing of strength. I mean, I guess Frieren brings it up of, just so you know, I'm strong. And it becomes a question of strength right away when they're not playing games anymore. Stronger than Aura the Guillotine. Which is true. Frieren's definitely goated. She's going to destroy this guy if they get into a fight, which it seems they will. That's going to be exciting. But like even these two talking, right? Like if they have two different but I guess they're kind of staying out of their way, because what I was about to say is, imagine these two people, both as demon people, I'm even in my language saying they're people, right? Both as demon kin. I'm gonna personify them. I think there's hope. I think there's something within them, just because of the way the girl, like, I don't know, what makes the human different, huh? That the human has a like dang, we're getting into some deep stuff with that. What makes the human different from this conception? It really comes down to, for me, what the intention was behind this girl, the demon girl, Man, it was smart. This show's smart. They gave us an individual demon girl example with a little bit of with some nuance to it that has some delving you can go into, and then gave us a political group showing up, right? A grouped together thing. So I really like how we kind of started with the individual and then built up out of it. That was really clever, I think. Yeah. So the question for me goes back to this girl, this demon girl. The it hurts mom is just purely just trickery. That's purely illusory. But this killing of the father to transact the child, to replace the child. I mean, that wasn't done. That wasn't illusory, right? That wasn't an attempt to, like, it's not like she's trying to replace the child with bad. I don't think it's with bad faith. I don't think she's trying to, like, transact the child with some sort of ulterior motive. I think it's purely because, is it because of the intention to live, or is it? I think it's because of the intention to live, right? I brought you a replacement for the daughter I ate. And it's because I don't want you to have bloodlust towards me anymore, right? But it's an attempt to right a wrong, even if the underlying motive is because I want to live. But there's still the intent of I want to right the wrong, because she wasn't in immediate danger, right? She wasn't in a danger that this woman had the power to kill her or had the bloodlust to come kill her. I mean, she had done that in the past, but time had passed where she had lived peacefully. So I want to believe that there's some sort of quality within this demon girl that said, I wronged something. There's a wrong in the society that is disturbing the peace, right? I would like to right that wrong. She just doesn't know how to do that because she has no socialization, because she was raised as as a solitary being. And I love Himmel here, where Himmel's trying to, like, walk her through it a little bit. Himmel's really trying, but, you know, he's not just immediately killing her. He's trying to walk through the thought process a bit. And then she now realizes the social cue, especially with Himmel having drawn the sword. It seems I've made a mistake somehow. She doesn't understand it. And then, because there's multiple questions going on here. There's the question of, this is a good episode, man. There's the question of, like, what's going on with the demon girl and what's her intentions. And then there's also the question of how do we speaking as Himmel, how do we as a human society respond to this, right? I think Himmel's responding to this pretty optimally, where he's attempting to walk through the dialogue, but he's also drawing the sword, and he knows that she needs to be put down because she's proven herself to be too dangerous, right? We were willing to go out on a limb. Other than the risking of the daughter, I'm pretty accepting of that, as stated previously. And then this point where she says, then I have no choice, I'm taking this child hostage, I think that's an acceptable move. Even if I'm a human being in that point, that's kind of an acceptable move. Like, I'm not gonna lay down my if I have a child, okay, I promise I'm not crazy, but, like, if I have a child, let's just say a person, let's get away from the child part, but if I have a person and a bunch of people are trying to kill me and I can use the person as a hostage to save my own life, I think that's acceptable. Like, I'm not gonna condemn someone for having a hostage to save their own life, because self-preservation, I think, as a need, is one that has, like, an incredible amount of power, right? I'm kind of speaking moralistically here. I think it is morally acceptable if it is purely for self-preservation to have a hostage. Is that morally acceptable? I think there's merit to that. I think there's merit to the statement. Going out of your way to grab a hostage is something, but, like, in this situation where I have the child, it's like, to segue it into, okay, now I'm going to use them as a hostage, like, that's not super condemnable to me, because self-preservation has such incredible power to me. It doesn't work for her, because Himmel's the goat. Love the blood splatter, by the way. Look at the arc of the blood on the ground. Good stuff. But yeah, like, that's not even an act that I see as, like, so, like, that's not an act of, like, oh no, she's holding a child hostage, that's so utterly psychopathic, there's no hope. I think that's more reasonable. I could see that's more my point. I could see a human being doing that. That's not something so atrocious that only a monster would do that, right? The part that makes this girl monstrous, that makes her a demon, I think, is more so the lack of understanding. The fundamental lack of understanding with how humans function, how human social relations functions that then leads to monstrous acts being committed, even in the name of peace, right? Because I think that's the word I'd like to use. Not self-preservation, but peace. Because, and then peace, of course, is meant to make sure there is, like, no violence occurring. But, like, because, I mean, think about it this way. Dude, I've just solved it, low-key. She could have instead killed the woman, right? If she was worried about the desire for the woman to kill her, she could have gone and killed the woman. But she instead killed the man, right? And so, like, perhaps there's an element of she instead killed the village chief. Perhaps there's an element of, like, she was trying to, like if it was purely self-preservation, get rid of every threat against me, killing the woman would make sense to me, right? More than killing the man. But I think killing the man, it was like, well, let me try to, like, right the wrong, but she just didn't have an understanding of I'm doing this in the wrong way, you know? It's such an interesting situation. That is so cool. I love that a lot. Because, yeah, her saying the mom stuff, it hurts mom. Super fake. Same thing with what he was saying here. I've kept my father's room the same since you killed him too. Yeah, that's 100% social manipulation. Very, like, psychopathic, right? This girl in the back looks like Madoka Magica, bro. What is Madoka doing here? Yeah, that's 100%, like, lies. Completely deceitful. But because they're a group of 3 and they have a hierarchy, that implies, like, some sort of socialization, which gives me hope of communication. Like, just because you will lie and cheat your way to the top doesn't mean you can't be negotiated with, you know? It just means that, like, you know what I mean? It just means you're psycho. But guess what? There's some people that are psychos too. And, like, how bad is it to be a psychopath? I mean, yeah, it's not great. Usually it has a pretty negative connotation, right? Where it's like you're purely seeing other people as, like, a means to be taken advantage of. But, like, these two, the relation between these two, like, if this girl gets killed in front of this guy, would he feel anything? Like I guess maybe that's the key distinction. If we make it into, like, an empathy thing, kind of like the psycho thing, where it's, because of course, if these two were humans and the girl died, I think the human counterpart, who seems to be in a mentorship position, would have an emotional response. They would be upset about it. It wouldn't just be like, I lost somebody that was valuable. It was, I lost somebody that was important to me on, like, a different level, other than just as a tool. Whereas with him, the demon society here, would it just be, if this guy died, or if this girl died, would he just think, I've lost a tool, I've lost somebody that was valuable? Or would there be any sense of, I've lost somebody that I, like, enjoy spending time around, right? That I have an empathetic connection towards, anything like that? Because, I mean, let's be real. This guy that pulled up to fight Frieren, he's dead. He's so dead. His head is going to hit the pavement in any second now. So and we're probably going to have a moment of these two. Next episode, we're probably going to have a moment of these two being like getting the news that he's died. And we're going to get to see their response, which is probably going to be oh, that's a shame, deadpan, right? Probably what we're going to get there. In which case that would lead us to believe that that there's really not even a hope for socialization to the degree of, like, integrating into human society. Because if they don't even care about their own kind on a level outside of just being a tool, then how could they care about, like, humans, right? In a way that we would see as socially acceptable. So the only way we could really, because that's the thing, the only way you could then integrate them into human society, like, if they have, like, a more might is right system, would be, like, under the boot of law, right? You would have to force them to not kill other people, force them to do the right actions, in which case the law would bind them where any sense of morality doesn't, right? Wow, that's fascinating. That's really interesting. I'm a hoe for it. Man, I'm a hoe for it. What even else happened in this episode? Somebody had their cart, bro, like, messed up? I don't care! I'm joking, okay. Who's this? This is an elf girl. Okay, so this elf girl doesn't have horns, so she's just another girl. This aura lady, we got, like, a glimpse of her at some point. I don't remember quite where that was, but she had horns, so I'm not sure who that is. Do we see? Oh, I think it was right there. In the OP, I think maybe Frieren's gonna fight her, because that was that shot of her leveling her staff. In the OP. Right here. Yeah, this woman has devil horns. You can see a devil horn here. So I think Frieren's gonna square up against Aura. right? And this is Frieren powering up her freaking Nen, bro. I love this OP. This OP's fire, bro. Okay. Yeah. So we're definitely gonna fight. Or most likely we're gonna fight Aura. Which will be really interesting. Man, maybe I'm just a copium little human being trying to fix. See if there's any chance for like productive socializing with demons, right? Cause man, because there's a question of like, so they're demons. The way that Flame the mage or whatever distinguished them was they're monsters that can talk. That's why they're labeled demons. You know, not that. So they are demons. They're not demon kin. They're demons, right? The difference being when I say demon kin, I'm kind of referring to like. I'm almost referring to like D&D terminology where like tieflings would be viewed as devilkin. Man-eating monsters, right? And so that would, in like D&D terminology, that'd be like there's devilish blood somewhere within them, though it's faint. But there's like, it's faint enough that they're not just straight up evil, right? Like there's still room for an actual person in there, right? Whereas with this, it's not that they're like half demon, half human. It's that they're straight up demons. You know, they're straight up monsters that can speak. That's why they're classified demons. Not that they're like fake humans, right? They're like man-eating monsters that look like humans as opposed to being humans at all. Seems to be at least what she's saying, what Frieren's saying, and they speak the same language so they can trick you. But man. It worked for a while. They socialized her for a while. What was she thinking here? This child is not dangerous. I will follow her. If she becomes dangerous, I will wrench her head off like wrenching the bottle cap off of my Dr. Pepper. Look at Hemil. He's even proud. He's like, dang, maybe there is a chance. Hemil's the GOAT. I love Hemil. Wait. Yeah, Hemil. I thought I confused Hemil and Hyder's name for a split second there. Burning down the house was extra. If I raised a demon from birth, could I fix them? I think I could. That's the question, right? That's the question. It's a question of plasticity. Is there like, how inherent is the need to eat other people? Or to eat humans? How inherent is that need? Are you naturally messed up? Nature versus nurture type argument, right? How much of it is nature? How much of it is nurture? Because if you're raised as an isolated being with no conception of family, then yeah, you're kind of like GG, right? Once we've hit the point of no more like plasticity, you're just done so. But if they're just by nature like that, and them being raised in a family unit wouldn't, like if I found a demon baby, could I fix them, or would they still be a monster? Right? I would hope that they're fixable, but in this, to me, there seems to be just a little gem somewhere of a higher level socialization. Oh, and that's the thing. She says there it is again. So that's kind of a break. Because it's like this. There was bloodlust in the eyes when in that first shot when the village chief went up to her. And then there's a gap, there it is again, right? I think that means like she sees it again when she hadn't seen it in a time in the middle. So it's like, I saw bloodlust in your eyes, middle point, I didn't see the bloodlust, now I'm seeing the bloodlust again. That's kind of what that phrase I think is saying. Which is to say that there was a time where she didn't see the bloodlust in her eyes, and even without seeing the bloodlust in her eyes, she went out of her way to try to correct the wrong in the past. I'm wrong, she just said it right here. I'm completely wrong. Every day Okay, just kidding. Every day I felt you decided to kill me. Run it back. The copium. I believe in demon rehabilitation. I believe. We can't have humans risked in the process, which means there's almost no hope, and which means we just gotta kill the demons. I'm fine with that. Hemil takes this well. This girl is beyond saving. She's dangerous. Cut her head off. It is what it is. Every day I felt your desire to kill me. No, okay, so every day she sees the bloodlust. I just want to live in peace. But she tries to bargain. No, we're back on it. We're back on it, okay? Because she didn't kill the woman. She attempted to bargain with the woman. It's just the bargaining chip she obtained unethically. She obtained in a way that the human society frowned upon. But she attempted to bargain through words, through actions. Because if she only wanted to live in peace, for if she only she attempted bargaining. No. She wanted to live in peace, but the method in which she carried it out wasn't violence, it was bargaining, which means there is potential for bargaining here, which means there's potential for bargaining within the demon, which means in the demon society, in which within a society, right? Because they have a hierarchy, right? Within the hierarchy, there's gonna be fighting back and forth, which doesn't necessarily include violence, right? I would assume that they're not an entirely might makes right system. Because what? Every time, like, hey, I wanted the last piece of this pizza slice. No, I wanted the last pizza slice. What, you're just going to kill the other person? No. I assume there's a way they're going to be able to talk it out. And maybe it's just, like, you flex and then it's like, you want to go. Like, maybe that's all they do. But I would want to hope that it's like, you know what? You got the last pizza slice. I'm going to get the next pizza slice. Right? Like, that there's some element of, straight up sociality, as I keep throwing out that word, right? I would expect, right? I would expect in like a society that they have clothes and they're forming together in a clever enough way to trick the humans to take over the human society. Yeah. So I assume they're bargaining with each other. I think that's a fair assumption to make, that there isn't just straight up violence within the demon kind. Yeah. So no, I have hope. I think I have hope. That doesn't mean that I can fix them. We need to save them, and and that we should respect their life. No. We can kill them. I'm fine with that. Just because you can be fixed, it doesn't mean that we have the time and energy and the resources to fix you, right? Just because you can be fixed, it doesn't mean I'm going to risk other human beings' lives to fix you. Okay. But I like to try to see in my mind if there's a chance for that, and if that chance is high enough to warrant any risk, right? I would say there is opportunity for it. It's risky enough that I'm totally with Hemil when he kills her, and I can understand Frieren to want to kill them in the future as well. Like, I think that's super, because she's straight up right, you know. It just means that there's still hopium. Because look, she looks confused. I'm going to take this child as hostage now. So based. So based. That's so fair, by the way. I'm gonna get mad at her for taking the, not for taking the child hostage, but I'm not even gonna get mad at her. She's trying her best. I'm gonna get mad at her for killing people, I guess, because it was wrong, but I think there was something in there. Killing her's fine, though. Killing her's a good move. Demons don't raise their young. Y'all got a little civilization now, though. You're solitary creatures by nature. You have no concept of family. 3 of them just walked in together. Look at this. She's on a crown. They're in a building. Yeah, you see this Lady Aura here? Who definitely Frieren's gonna fight, as we saw in the OP. Okay, Linny and Drat. Let me write these names down. Linny, Drat. Yeah. She munching on that apple. He's acting rashly. Sure. What am I to do with that hot-blooded youngster? He is acting rashly. He's going to get himself killed. GG. Because Frieren is not going to hesitate. Man, and even think about it here. Well, because he wants to weaken their defenses so that Lady Aura can raise the town. So he's just thinking smart. That's the problem. I think you could only socialize them under a big enough boot. I think you could force them to socialize. It would have to be like a generational thing in which you'd have to like raise new ones into society and run that experiment, that social experiment. And then, like, because the current generation is kind of effed up, right? I think the current generation, they aren't that fixable, but I think a new generation, if we can have the current generation held under a big enough boot that they won't keep killing people, then the new generation they produce, I think, has some potential to be socialized. but again, we don't really know how nurture versus nature, how much that distinction works with demons as opposed to humans. Because with humans, I think there's definitely a pretty strong balance for both sides. But for demons, it could be like 99% nature, you know? I don't know how they work well enough, right? The friggin' psychology of a demon. This guy, by the way, Graf Granat, come on. This guy is literally lying to your mouth. Okay, he's lying to your face so big right now. You can't fall for that. Come on. What? I kept my father's thing the same. That deadpan, you're gonna believe him? I'm just gonna go, cool. Lunge. Cool. My son is still dead. I don't care. And cause even more grief. If they say it enough, maybe one time they'll actually mean it, you know? Dang, no. It's just, okay. That's my final point. I think because the girl in the flashback attempted bargaining, and because the current society, there is a current demon society with hierarchy and with some level of, like, interpersonal, you know, socialization, because of those reasons, a discussion would be possible to settle this. The desire to eat people is probably getting in the way. I think there's probably some naturalistic desires from the demons that make them not want to do that, but I think it's within them. I think it's possible, and that's why we would need a big enough boot to force them to not eat people, to force them to do discussion. But I think it's possible. Which is fascinating. I think it's super interesting. But yeah, if we go on a demon killing massacre, right? If we just cut this guy's head off, pull up to Aura's house, there's a bunch of demon babies, and they start. Okay, that's a bit dark. But if they go, you know, in that direction, I still understand it, right? Like it is again a question of how much are we willing to risk. And it seems like a pretty high risk, low reward potentially for the demons in what we've seen, especially from like Frieren's perspective. Frieren's perspective, though, we've only gone that one flashback. Like, who knows? I'm very open to the idea, but I'm super sympathetic to any character's hesitancy and any violence they employ as a result of that hesitancy. That's kind of my take on that. I love this episode. This episode is very good. That's this guy's name, Lord Lugner. Okay. Aura. Oh no, I just auto-corrected the girl's name to Line on accident. But look, she's asking, is this proof? This might be proof of she's learning. She's attempting to learn what a father is. If he had an answer that wasn't like him saying, oh, it's us lying. If he had an answer that's like, it's the human conception of a parent, it's a human part, it's part of the human conception of a parent, which is a mentor-like figure that takes care of their young, right? There's a relation there. There's empathy there. They care about their young. Like, if he gave that description instead, like, if she asked this, because she's asking what a father is. If she got a question, or if she got an answer that was a human answer, how much would she be able to internalize that? I think there's a potential there. If they aren't raised solitary, if they're raised within human society, truly raised, right? Not integrated, but raised. I think especially with a boot of law, there's enough power. And like, they're training her, bro. He's bringing her. She looks like, oh, now she got magic, so maybe she's just a magician. But like, I feel like there's a mentor relationship between him and these other two. What am I to do with the hot-blooded youngster, right? So like, what, are you just shaping them to be a good tool, or? Yeah, love it. This will be good. Linny, that's her name. Not Line, but Linny. Very cute name. Anything else I'm trying to jump to with this episode? I'm really excited to see what they do next. I mean, man, Frieren low-key is a devil too, though. Are elves demons? Low-key? They just don't have the human-eating impulse? Like, what's the difference? Whoa, okay, maybe I'm crazy there. But, like, these two talking with each other, they both got that apathy. You know what I'm saying? And, like, it's a similar question where, like, she has some, like, Frieren as a character has some, that's an interesting parallel. Frieren as a character has some integration into society with withholdings, right? Where she struggles to understand, or like Fern struggles with her with perception of time. A lot of characters struggle with her with perception of time. Her lack of romantic interest, as through being an elf, that was stated in this episode, I think is part of what caused some like not problems, but was part of the relationship with Hemel that she's currently parsing through. Right? That I think there were feelings there. It's just as an elf, she didn't really have like any of that. Right? That was like super muted for her. And so that was like an example of like, as per her race, as per her nature, she struggled in that human conception. It's just that the demons here struggle with, in I think a more extreme way. They're almost in a more extreme version of I think some of Frieren's issues, though not related with time, but related to like the concepts of family and such. I mean, even Frieren, like what were your parents like, you know? Like there's not any other elves. You haven't seen another elf in 400 years. Like you're almost an isolated being in your own way. You're not isolated in proximity, you're isolated in time, where everybody you know will die, right? So it seems many elves out there are kind of alone in a similar way, but they lack I think the potentially inherent violence, the man-eating impulse that drives the demons to be dangerous, which is why elves can be more integrated, at least accepted into society, even if they don't fully, like, if they aren't fully on the same wavelength. But yeah, that's an interesting distinction that we could perhaps make, like elves versus demons. What makes them similar? Like cross diagram it, Venn diagram it. Yeah, but man, the way these two talk to each other, I mean, they both got that same empty look in their eyes. So it is very They seem to be kind of on a similar wavelength in a way that Frieren sometimes isn't with other humans, you know. So I am very intrigued on that. Like, dude, her journey is literally learning to care about people more, learning to invest in people more, right? After her experience with Hemel, she's trying to invest more in Fern, right? Trying to get to know her better. Same thing with Stark, right? And she feels like she's constantly lacking in that regard because of the time like difference, right? That statement from Hemel was so good in here too. So I wonder if that at all can be pushed onto demons here, right? Like, she's kind of going through an arc that the demons seem to be almost like at the complete step one of, where she's already kind of started, like she's already down that path. But maybe the demons could go down on that path too. It's just they're so much farther back and they're so much more withheld by different impulses. Yeah. Man, this is also good, bro. If I'm Hemel here and I see this thing happen with the demon kid, I'm going, oh, guess what? I don't have to have any withholdings to kill him anymore. My conscience is clear. I can kill all the demons I need to because we tried. We gave it a good college try. People died. It was horrible. Yeah, we don't gotta try anymore. We gave it the opportunity, you know. I think there was chance there. I don't think it was fruitless. I think there was chance there. So, man, what an interesting little dynamic. But yeah, that's all I really got for this one. I think for this episode of Frieren, on to the next episode 8 should be exciting. Of course, if you like the video, subscribe. If you're new, blah, 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 comment below if you have anything, say you join the Discord and try to meet other Frieren fans there. But until then, until next episode, that's all I got for now. I'll be seeing you then. Peace.